All right, welcome in. Let's talk sports. What's going on? We're doing our Ohio State build up to Michigan, but we're just going to do an Ohio State show. We're going to talk about some topic of conversation around the college sports world, give up my take on different topics. Then we're going to go into Ohio State, how I feel about them. Then we're going to go into some AJ's top 5 picks for this weekend. And I have a big 10-legger parlay coming up here, but I won't get into that. All right, topic number 1. Going into USC, the Trojans, Caleb Williams, the Heisman Trophy winner from last year and possible number 1 pick of going in the NFL draft, says that, firstly, I'll give you some stats. Only 2 games in, 73.5 completion percentage, 9 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And the scouts are already comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. So saying that, his dad Carl told GQ magazine that he's concerned over his son going to a dysfunctional organization is great enough that should the draft order play out a certain way, as if he goes number 1, Caleb will consider returning to USC for his senior year and hoping for a better fit with the 2025 NFL season for an NFL draft. Carl said his dad, he said, quote, he's got 2 shots at the apple, so if there's not a good situation, the truth is he can come back to school, end quote. I'd like to think, what are you guys' thoughts on Caleb Williams probably holding out and staying another season now that we're getting college players are getting paid now? Wonder what the pay differential is going to be with Caleb Williams and staying in college and going to NFL with the NFL rookie contract. I'm not sure how much that rookie contracts pay out, but it probably might be better than a college payout, but I don't know. All right, next. Clemson football. Dabo Swinney. Heard he's a really good guy. Won't lose another game with offense like and loss versus Duke. According to Scott Pollock on Barstool Sports here, has a nice picture of him. It says, Dabo Swinney says, quote, if we do what we did offensively for the rest of the year, we won't lose another game. He told reporters, it's just that simple, end quote. So I didn't really watch any of this game, but Dabo Swinney's talking. I guess they only scored 1 touchdown, and that was because at Duke, it was like a botched punt, and then the Clemson got the ball and at the 10-15 yard line, and they ended up scoring. So that happened with that. But apparently he thinks 7 points is good enough for the whole entire season, every game. But they played Florida State, which looked really good, like a national title contender. They play LSU. They're going to play Notre Dame, North Carolina, and I think NC State, and at NC State and at Miami. So I don't think 7 points, Dabo, is going to help you with that. But running back Will Shipley accounted for 114 yards on the ground, and the offense didn't have to punt in the entire second half. So Clemson Tigers, I don't know what they're going to do, but they might be doing something good. Next, going to the next topic. Scrolling along, check it out. Iowa State quarterback. I didn't want to hear my voice 24/7, so we're going to try to keep it short and sweet and quick. Hopefully I don't have to edit that much. Iowa State quarterback Hunter Dekkers and 4 others plead guilty to underage gambling charges. Still face NCAA's wrath, it says. So I did look up here, which is crazy. I'm not going to get into dive deep into this conversation of Iowa and Iowa State underage gambling, but more than 10 current and former student athletes accused of making improper wages. But anyways, so apparently they were going to be facing an aggravated misdemeanor charge of tampering with records that had carried a maximum penalty of 2 years imprisonment, and I'm sure their families didn't like that. So what happened was they pleaded guilty to an underage gambling charge. Dekkers and the 4 others reportedly faced only a $645 fine with no further criminal penalties. It's good to know people in high places, boys, I'll tell you that much. So if it was me, I would have had 2 years in prison. I don't know anybody. I'm a low end of the totem pole guy. But with them, it's not what you know till you know, as my dad always said. All right, next up. Going into Ohio State. The Ohio State Buckeyes are playing Youngstown State. We'll get into a little bit of that right now. This is off of Buckeye Wire. I kind of get hopefully my laptop can stay with me here because my laptop is dying. It's going down, 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 down. So let's see, the unanswered questions. I mean, I'm not even going to read any of these articles, but the only big question that I have and everybody at Ohio State Buckeyes fans have is what's going on with Kyle McCord. I know they said that he looked pretty good, and on Twitter it says Scarlet and Gray Podcast. It says it has a throw here. Ryan Day needs to open up the playbook and let Kyle McCord sling it, is what they're saying. The only reason we aren't talking about it more is because Marvin Harrison Jr. stepped out of bounds running the route. I mean, this is off the X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, X. So has Kyle McCord taken positive strides? Is what the Buckeyes are talking about. First game in, I really don't want to bash the kid, but he really didn't show me anything in week 1. Didn't show me much. And the running game was non-existent. Even though I think Mayan Williams had a couple touchdowns, but the rushing yards was not that great as I'm trying to look up the information on my slow laptop. So Kyle McCord, look at the stats and facts, 20 for 33 and 239 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So TD-INT ratio 0-1, which is not very good against Indiana. But Indiana did show promise on the defense. I'm telling you that much. Their safeties and corners look pretty good. They looked good according to when you watch the game, but it really wasn't that great of an offensive showing for the Buckeyes for the first 2 or 3 quarters. What was it, 7-3 or something like that going into that half? And then I kind of didn't want to watch it, but Cade Stover, 5 receptions, 98 yards. He was pretty much the offensive player of the game. Marvin Harrison Jr. nullified with only 2 receptions and 18 yards. 9 yards was his longest. But it's good to see Cade Stover out there getting the job done. How many sacks did we get? Any sacks? No one got any sacks in this game. So it was a sackless game. Ohio State was favored by 30. Over-under was 59. We had talked about this last week. Covers on CBS, and we did not look that great. But Chip Trayanum was the leading ball carrier here with 8 carries, 57 yards, and 17 on longest rush, which ain't too bad. Travion Henderson, 12 carries, only 47 yards. So I just want to know how Kyle McCord's going to do in this next game. I mean, it's going to be a couple cupcake games actually. Okay, the next couple games, I think we play Youngstown State Saturday, and then we play tomorrow, and then we play today, and then we play West Michigan or something like that, Western Kentucky, Western Michigan or something, and then it's going to Ann and South Bend against Notre Dame, a ferocious Notre Dame offense and defense. It's going to be tough, but this is what we have. AJ's top picks. We're done with Ohio State for right now, and I'm just going to go off of what I wrote. So I did a little bit of research today. I usually don't do that much research, though. I did a lot of research actually today. And we're going to talk about the AJ's top 5 picks as we go down the list. And I just want you to know what would you do, or who would you pick in these situations? Or just tell me who you pick. Pick 5, Nebraska versus Colorado. There's a lot of people out there that are kind of hating on Colorado, which is surprising because I love Deion Sanders. Prime time. All right, so Nebraska versus Colorado. We're going to give you the spread, the over-under, and then I will give you my picks. And hopefully we will be 100% correct. And I was going to tell you this. So I have a 10-leg parlay. I only had 14 cents left on my FanDuel, which is really nice on FanDuel. I'm not promoting this. I don't get any money for this or affiliated or anything like that. But with FanDuel, you can use any amount of money. Like MGM, I think you have to have at least $2 or $5 or something on these bets. But FanDuel, you can do 5 cents. So I did a 10-leg parlay because I only had 14 cents left in my account. I said, screw it, I'm just going to let it ride. So I picked 10 college football games for tomorrow. And then hopefully it only pays out like $90, but still $90 is better than nothing because I'm broke. Poor white boy out here. Hey, represent. So Nebraska, Colorado. Colorado just moved up to 22 overall in the AP college football poll. We're favored by 2.5. I believe they are at home. and the over-under is 58.5. So I will take Colorado because I think Nebraska's on a decline. And then give me the over because dude's going to go off. Sanders is going to go off. So, all right, next. Utah versus Baylor. Check out the ticker. It's all scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you hear my dog drinking water, but it's funny. Anyway, so Utah versus Baylor. Utah is ranked 12th, favored by 7.5, and over-under is 46.5. I don't know how Baylor is going to do. Are they going to get off the schneid and actually do something in this next game? Because it didn't look that good in the first game. So I think that it's going to be a closer game, but Utah does pull it out. The Utah Utes will get the dub. And let's go over. I don't like going under. I think under is pansy way out. But I'm going to go ahead and go over all day, every day. I figured I want to do over on every single game in this one. Anyways, Texas A&M, the Aggies, versus Miami, Florida, the Hurricanes. Not Miami, Ohio, Miami, Florida. All right, so Texas A&M, 23rd, and they're favored by 3.5, and over-under is 51.5. Now, I don't know. This is going to be tough. Give me let's just go on an upset. I got to pick one of these as an upset. Well, no, the next one will be an upset. So Texas A&M, I picked them with the spread, with the points, and the over. I don't pick under that much at all. So here we go. This is the game of the week. The game of the week, Texas versus Alabama. Number 11, Texas. Going in to Tuscaloosa and Alabama with them ranked 3rd. So they completely jumped us. They jumped Ohio State, went to 3, all because they beat up on Minnesota State or something. Good job. Roll Tide. Suck it. But anyways, Alabama's favored by 7. Over-under is 53.5. Highlighted game of the week. Give me Texas. I want to see, hopefully, I want to tell you this, hopefully Quinn Ewers doesn't mess up too much, but they put Arch Manning in and he balls out. That would be dope, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be dope? It would. I know. And then shut up Alabama real quick with Nick Saban. They already got shut up last year. Let's shut them up again this year because I'm tired of hearing about Alabama all the time. Next, Stanford, late game. Stanford versus USC. I'm going to watch Caleb Williams late at night if you want to. If you want to stay up till like midnight or 1 in the morning to be able to watch this whole game. Stanford, the USC, check this out. Do you think they're going to cover 29.5 points? I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. Should I pick? Screw it. Pick it. I want to pick Stanford. 29.5. Over under 69.5. I'm picking Stanford with points. Stanford with points. I don't know why, but I'm doing it. And the over, because it's going to have to be over, because Stanford's going to score about 21. You heard it here first. All right. And that should be about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See a lot better segments because I don't like talking really too long because I have to edit everything down. All right. Love you guys. God bless. Tip the waitress.